Okay, this being February the 10th, 2015, it's time to call the City Council meeting to order. And let's see, first we have to have, we have an open forum. So can we hear from Mary Barnes?
All right, there we go.
Good evening on this wonderful winter day. Mary Barnes, 7544 Bryant Avenue South. And the reason why I'm here is because I was part of the Hennepin County Wetlands Program, so I was on the Bloomington team. Absolutely the most fun volunteer job I've ever had, especially if you like wearing waders. But I had mentioned it to Sue Sandahl because Richfield doesn't participate, and it's all volunteers except for the team leaders. They're the only ones that are paid. And so we took water samples out of about 9 different locations in Bloomington, and then did bottle traps, and then went back and opened the bottle traps and kept everything. And then in the spring, we went to the Bell Museum and identified everything, and then we just got the report about the quality of the water in Bloomington, and some of it was not too good.
Oh.
So I didn't know if this was something Richfield would be interested in. It's Mary Carius through Hennepin County.
Okay.
And I mean it.
Well, why don't you give that information to Jim, or I guess to, is it to give it to you, Kristen?
Somebody.
Okay.
And then my other quick little thing, our 1994 graduate, Christy Ward, will be honored in Philadelphia on April 15th. She entered a contest for preschool teachers, and she won. And so that's quite amazing.
Oh,
So she'll be in Philadelphia on April 15th.
well,
She
great.
teaches 3-year-olds.
That sounds great. Thank you very much.
I just needed you to know that we do other things than get into trouble.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that forward.
Yep.
And we will have, we have someone else, but we're going to wait until hats off to Richfield. John, okay? Okay, and now we have, what do we have next? The Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. The agenda is before us. Does anyone want to move the agenda? Oh, no, we don't have to, yeah, we have, do we do that first? No, we have a presentation of the sewer inspection system and jetting. Who's going to do that?
Yep.
Kristen, good.
Hi, Kristen Asher, City Engineer Robert Hinchin, our Utility Superintendent. We have an item on the consent agenda and about buying a sewer jetting system. We do have a short video. We just like to get out and let you know what Public Works is up to and what we're doing. And so the guys in the middle of the street that's got the cones out and they're doing something, this will tell you what that is.
The City of Richfield's Wastewater Maintenance Division is requesting the purchase of a new sewer inspection system for use with our sewer maintenance program. Richfield's sewer maintenance program includes annual cleaning of all sanitary sewer lines to remove debris. Debris may consist of tree roots, rags, or anything else flushed down the toilet. The method used for cleaning the line is called jetting. During jetting, a nozzle that produces high-pressure water is inserted in the sewer line. This moves the debris down the line from manhole to manhole. In instances where jetting cannot penetrate the debris, the sewer inspection system is used to determine the location and cause of the blockage. The Wastewater Maintenance Division then uses other tools such as root cutters to remove the blockage, and the sewer line is then televised again to verify the line is clear. The current sewer inspection system is over 10 years old and obsolete. The new sewer inspection system includes lateral launch technology. which will allow the operator to televise the service line connection to the city's main sewer lines. This additional capability will allow Richfield wastewater staff to identify potential line problems, plan routine maintenance, investigate problem areas, inspect newly installed sewer lines and verify as-built documentation, and investigate inflow and infiltration. If you do experience a sewer backup at your property, contact the Richfield Public Works Department.
I just wanted to add that Richfield jets 100% of their sewer lines every year, actually more than 100, right? We do a couple areas more than once, which is not common at all. If there's any questions.
Any questions? Thank you very much. We enjoyed that. Okay, we better go back to the approval of the minutes of the special city council meeting of January the 24th, 2015, and the special concurrent city council and planning commission workshop of January the 27th, and the regular city council meeting of January 27th, 2015.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we're off to hometown hits. Who wants to start? Tom?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I just want to thank Home Depot and the staff that had the ice fishing contest on Taft Park, Mother's Lake on the 31st. Had over 200 people sign up for that, and they actually caught some fish. I didn't realize there were that many perch in the lake, but they actually caught some fish. You moved it this year, so maybe you were in the perch bed versus the know-nothing bed. But I just thought that was a great event. Got a lot of comments from the people around there, and it grows and grows every year, so I want to thank you for putting that on.
Great. Is Councilmember Howard?
I don't have too much to mention, just hope people are getting out safe today with the ice and the snow, and thanks to folks that are out keeping things safe for folks. So.
Thank you.
I have nothing tonight.
Oh, okay, well then I'll do 2 or 3 of them. Okay, let me see. I've got one that I hope my assistant will help me with. Give it to Tom.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Put it on the
Yes,
overhead.
please. Okay. The League of Women Voters and the Advisory Board of Health, along with Canvas Health, NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness, Minnesota, Headway, Washburn Center, Adler Graduate School will be hosting this event. The goal of the forum is to educate and to inform people about mental illness and to help reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness. We have just a top-notch panel. Sue Aberholden, who is the executive director of NAMI, and I think she probably would be considered just a real professional. She hasn't been in that job maybe not even more than 10 years, but she is just a professional, well-known throughout the country in Washington, D.C. And also Steve Lipinski, he's the executive secretary of Washburn Center for Children. He's also formerly used to be the executive director of Storefront, and he's well-known too. They just built a $25 million facility, state-of-the-art, and they do fantastic work with kids. We have Barb Goodwin, state senator, and she's really been a champion of legislation to help those with people that have mental illness. And Mindy Greiling, former state representative, she will also participate and be the facilitator. And these folks also have some personal real-life experiences that they're going to relay. This will be held Saturday, March the 14th, 2015, here at Richfield City Hall from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. And we will have the panel discussion. We'll have questions from the audience, And then this program will be replayed for at least a month after in 5 different communities. So we look forward to folks joining us because this is very, very informative. And second is Veep is having a what do you call that, when you collect food, special month in March to collect food at their site, which is 9600 Aldridge Avenue South. And, you know, at times like this, people are going through a hard time. So if you can donate any food, please stop by and donate it there, or you can maybe donate it through your church. And now we have John Biostad, otherwise known as number 3.
Hello, I'm John Biostad, and I'm here tonight on behalf of Richfield Visions, which is the sponsor of the Richfield Home and Garden Expo. On Saturday, the 21st of February, from 9 to 3 at Richfield High School, we will present the 22nd Richfield Home and Garden Expo. It is absolutely free for you to attend. We have many, many top-notch vendors representing the building trades, carpeting, painting, windows, doors, you name it, we've got it. So we've got our usual array of that. But one of the special things this year is we've added a couple of attractions that you should come out and see, even if you're not planning on doing imminent remodeling. One of the areas is that the city of Richfield will be represented with the housing, engineering, licensing, permits. They will be there to answer any questions that you may have. You can ask the remodeling advisor, you can talk to the city inspector, you can talk about housing resources, saving energy, lots of things at the city booths. But then we have something that we're calling Richfield Outdoors. Many months ago, I asked Jim Toppensoffer to look into this with me, and his department has responded really in a great way. So we're going to have a big display of things about Richfield Outdoors that you should come and see. The Richfield Garden Club is going to be there along with them. They're actually going to be helping you make a milk jug garden, whatever that is. But we'll have master gardeners. We're going to have the Park and Rec Department will showcase all of our wonderful parks and playgrounds. We're going to have folks from the farmers market represented. We're actually going to be giving away some fruits and veggies along the way there. Wood Lake Nature Center is going to be well represented, and they're going to have milkweed seeds available to you, which if you plant them in the garden will help attract butterflies. Going to be talking about and have displays on the community garden. So if you're thinking about putting in a garden, you don't have room at home, this is your chance to see where the community gardens are and perhaps even sign up. We got something called the Bee Squad, which is going to help you understand what it takes to attract honeybees to your house. And then we have a group that specializes in recycling called Richfield Green, and they will have everything you ever wanted to know about recycling. And then the Richfield Outdoor Pool is going to be well represented, so you can look at all the things that you could do on a warm summer day. And we're even going to have a little booth on the end for the Minnesota Magicians hockey team. So the things that you could do outdoor and even a few indoor things in Richfield are going to be well represented there. One of the things that I also want to call your attention to is that we're going to be giving away a lot of door prizes, so you should come for that. One of the things that we use is we call a vendor hunt passport. and you take this little passport along with you, and you go around and you have somebody initial it, and if you get as many as 15 initials, you're qualified to put this thing in for the door prizes. And some of them are really kind of neat. We're gathering more as we speak, but you got things like $100 gift certificate to Home Depot, $100 gift certificate to Von Hansen Meat, $100 gift certificate to Rainbow Foods, gift certificates to Pizza Luce, to Broadway Pizza. We even have a Christmas tree from B&J Trees that they gave us a certificate for somebody to have a Christmas tree next Christmas. We've got many other prizes. We've got Richfield pool passes. They're just innumerable things that you're going to have a chance to win if you come. So we would like to see everyone come out on Saturday, February 21. That's next Saturday from 9 to 3. Look for we hope, a front page story in Richfield Sun this coming Thursday. And we'll have a half-page ad in there about the show as well. So we're looking for a good weather day so everybody can turn out, but looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank
Now,
you.
are you working with the Richfield Garden Club?
The Richfield Garden Club is going to be there, and they're the ones that are
Good.
going to do the milk jug gardens.
Oh, great, good.
Yeah, yeah, they're all set. They're chomping at the bit to get going.
Well, this is something different, so
This is
It should be
we've never
fun.
done anything on Richfield Outdoors or anything else before. It's always been just remodeling vendors, et cetera. So
great,
something new, something for everybody in Richfield to come out and see.
great. Thank you very much.
Next Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bielstad. Number 3. That's just an inside joke. Okay, now we have the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and the consent calendar, Mr. Devich?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council. For those in the audience, both here and at home, the consent calendar is a sheet of several separate items which are acted upon by the City Council in one motion. And once the consent calendar has been approved, all the individual items and the recommended actions will also have been approved, and no further council action on those items will be necessary. Tonight, there's only 3 items on the consent calendar, starting off with item A, which is consideration of the approval of a resolution granting a 6-month extension of the amended planned unit development, final development plan, and conditional use permit to allow a public school facility within the Hub Shopping Center at 100 West 66th Street. And that's the former Bally's site there that's been vacant. And this is for the Flex Academy. Item B is consideration of the approval of the first reading of a transitory ordinance providing for the expenditure of funds from the Special Revenue Fund, that is the liquor funds, for certain capital improvements and schedule a public hearing and second reading for March 10th, 2015. Item C is consideration of the approval of the purchase of a sewer inspection system that you just heard about and rolling chassis in the amount of $238,229 plus any applicable tax, title, and license fees. And that consists of the following 2 items. The sewer inspection system in the amount of $214,671 from Flexible Pipe Tool Company, and the rolling chassis in the amount of $23,558 from Midway Ford. And that concludes tonight's consent calendar.
Any questions? Kate, who,
Move approval of the consent calendar.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Good, and now we come down to a public hearing. And Councilmember Howard, would you please take over?
Yes, we've got a public hearing in consideration of a resolution granting a conditional use permit and variance in order to allow construction of a replacement Class 3 restaurant with drive-up window service at 6500 Lindale Avenues. That's the Wendy's. The owner of the Wendy's restaurant at the corner of 65th Street and Lindale Avenue are requesting approval to demolish the existing building and construct a new building that is approximately 200 square feet larger. Wendy's indicated They indicate a proposed seating capacity of 75 people. The proposal will bring the site into compliance with trash storage, landscaping, and equipment, screening requirements, and improve internal site circulation and the overall appearance of the building. Pedestrian access to the site will also be improved. Items such as parking lot setbacks and landscaped islands within the parking lot remain non-conforming, but do not increase in their degree of non-conformity. Wendy's is asking for variances and/or considerations related to 3 items that do not comply with code requirements. And they are 1, decreased distance of order station from a residential property from 55 feet to 47.9 feet. Decreased front setback from 36 feet to 32.9 feet. And the third is reduced parking from 34 spaces to 33 spaces. The proposed plan significantly improves compliance with current regulations and vehicle safety circulations. Staff finds that the requested variances are in keeping with the underlying intent of the zoning regulations involved, and no negative impacts related to these requests are anticipated. Finally, there will be no change to kitchen equipment that would trigger any additional or the addition of an odor control system. However, the applicant has indicated that Wendy's facilities do address this issue already through industry best practices. And so based on those findings, staff recommends approval of the proposal.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Do we have anyone here from Wendy's? Okay, would you want to say a few words or? Or? Okay. Does council have any questions? Is there anyone else that would, oh,
I was just saying maybe it would be just to
Yeah.
spend just a minute or two talking about what the new, maybe what the some changes folks might anticipate in terms of what the new site will look like. I think there were some photographs that maybe we can put up too.
Yeah. Jared Ducklow, Wendy's Pork Crown. First of all, thank you for the opportunity, council members and staff, to be here tonight. Also, thank you to the staff for spending a considerable amount of time working with us to come to what you see in front of you here on the screen. Due to the size of the lot, there have been a number of issues faced in terms of the redevelopment. It's certainly been our goal to be able to redo this building for some time, but there's been some consideration with the size of that lot, restrictions and so forth, and working with the city planners, I think we've been able to solve a number of them and definitely get better in terms of the site circulation. Those are the landscaping ordinances, the stormwater, we're able to retain some on site, and a lot of things along those lines for improvements on the site itself, along with the aesthetic appearance. As you can see, this is quite different than our existing build. So with that, I guess I'll just open up to any questions.
any questions?
I got one. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. My question is, I've been by there a few times. I also eat there. Are we going to have an issue? I noticed that you're kind of forcing people to drive up to come off of Lindale. Am I correct on that one? Or does it look like that's happening in the plan?
I wouldn't suggest that we're forcing them to come off from Lindale. If they choose to come off from 65th, there's a possibility that they may circle the building twice if they want to go back out 65th. That would be the only downside to that.
Well, when I look at you have arrows on there, and it looks like in only from the north entrance on 65th Street.
That is correct.
So you're correct, they'd have to go around the building, around to get back into the queue to get into the drive-up. And I have no problem with that. My concern was the other day, went by there right at noon, and you got people stacking on 65th Street. So I'm hoping that that little island or where your board is to order the menu will make it so they aren't going to stack up on 65th Street, and they'll try to use that Lindale entrance.
That's the goal, and you're right. I mean, there is going to be a certain amount of retraining occurring. You know, this evening we had actually just stopped for dinner over in the LA Center, the LA Fitness Center, and there's a lot of cars in there right now, a lot of parking spots there, and during the day you would never believe that that thing would be full, but yet it was this evening. And a lot of that is people have just figured out how to get in there and the access it and so forth, and you know, that's our hope is down the road we're retraining. It is, we've also tried to make this a one-way circulation.
I see that.
Further questions? No? Anyone else in the audience that wishes to address this issue? Anyone else?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Stark, do you have any thing you want to clarify for us or help us understand?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem and council members. I would just say, you know, there are, as the staff report states, there are 3 variances that are being sought here. But with all 3 of them, you could almost just put an asterisk next to them because they're all kind of situational. You know, the distance of a drive-through order station from a residential property, they're moving that from 55 feet to 47.9 feet. But this is such an unusual case because the residential portion on that property is like 200 feet from the edge of the property. So you're well in excess of 200 feet away from a residential use. The second one, decreasing the front setback from 36 to 32.9 feet. Well, the ordinance allows you to reduce that to 5 feet if there is a pedestrian access on that front setback. Well, their access is right around the edge from that front setback, and they've really done everything that they can to provide a good pedestrian interface onto Lindale. So really, they're meeting the spirit and intent of that. And then the reduced parking from 34 to 33 spaces. You know, we base our parking counts on square footage of the seating area, or square footage of the entire area. But in reality, what they're proposing, the square footage to the seating area would only increase by 8 square feet, and their seating, the tables and things have grown in size. So I think the actual seating count is going to decrease. So much of their, you know, I think when this was built, I don't know what year, but I have a feeling that the ratio of diners to drive-through folks was quite different than it is now. And they bring so many people through the drive-through, and the seating isn't utilized as much. So again, staff feels very comfortable with this. As the gentleman from Wendy's said, staff worked closely with Wendy's. We think that they got a better product. We think we got a better product, and it was a very good interaction with Wendy's, and we're very happy with how it turned out.
Councilmember Fitzhenry.
And thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. I got to ask this in the spirit of Sue Sandahl. Is there any bicycle parking or bicycle stands here?
There are. I can't. Let me see if I can find it on the site. Oh, yep, it is. So, yep, here is the, as I said, this door off of Lindale. Actually, there's one on each side, very close to Lindale. Right past that are bicycle parking
I see them now,
spots.
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Good. Anything else?
Mhm.
It's always nice to hear, you know, folks compliment our staff, because that's, you know, that's the only way we can get things done and make sure that all the requirements are met. Councilmember Howard.
So then the motion is to approve the attached resolution granting a conditional use permit and variance in order to allow construction of a replacement Class 3 restaurant with drive-up window service at 6500 Lindale Avenue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that brings us to, what does it bring us to?
City manager.
To our city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, members of City Council. I do have a couple things this evening. First of all, I just wanted to follow up Mary Barnes, who spoke about the water quality thing in Bloomington. I just want to make sure that that City Council and residents know that we also, and have for quite a long time, done water sampling. And we especially do water sampling of Wood Lake, Richfield Lake, and Taft Lake. And then have those samples professionally analyzed so that we're always keeping track of that water. Public Works also does some sampling and testing of some of our holding ponds as well. But it's the three main bodies of water that we do a lot of testing. And the other thing I wanted to just mention, I left kind of Cheryl did, left the schedule on your places there, because we've got so many special, unusual, add-on kind of meetings coming up that I wanted to make sure that that we all got them on our calendars, and I wanted to make sure everyone, because we've been sending them out individually, and when you look at them all in total, it's quite a lot of extra meetings. So if you can just bear with me on Tuesday, February 17th at 7:30 p.m., that's going to be following the HRA meeting. We're going to have a special study session on intersections. That's kind of a follow-up to the one we had before. And the issue there is that we're hoping that we can have action taken on it on the 24th. Because the county is really in a position where they absolutely need to know which way the city is going to go with that, because they're running short on time with their federal funding and getting things approved. So I tried really hard to find a time, and there's between different people being gone, it was hard to find a place to fit it in, and so that's where it's fit in so far. Then there's a special City Council Planning Commission work session. That's going to have to be on Monday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. And that's going to be about the 7733 Portland Avenue redevelopment proposal. And currently there's a Sinclair station there, and they're looking at replacing that with a Burger King. Yeah. So we want to have a study session on that. Then there's another special City Council work session. And that's going to be Friday morning, February 27th at 7:30 a.m. And that's going to be our breakfast meeting with our local legislators. And we'll have a light, breakfast there with some fruit and rolls and juice and coffee and those kinds of things. But I would just ask you to think about what are the main things that you'd want the legislators to be thinking about in this current session. We will bring some items, and I'll get them to you ahead of time. I imagine this is going to last probably an hour, maybe to an hour and a half at the most. So just a little bit of time to just talk with our legislators and get a sense of what they might see coming up in the session and what we'd like to see. Then on March 2nd at 5:45 p.m., there will be a special City Council School Board work session, and that's going to be at the high school. And there'll be a light meal there provided by the school. On March 3rd, the next night, there'll be a special City Council work session starting at 5:30 with a meal, and that's going to be our annual goal setting. If we can't finish or you want more time, then we'll have to do something else and add on to it. We looked at everybody's schedule, and it didn't look like there was a Saturday where everybody could be there till almost the end of March. And it's getting kind of late in the year. I'd rather have just a little bit of something now than keep on waiting and waiting. And again, if you want to do it again and we run out of time, we can always schedule another one. And then there's another a special, it's a joint meeting with the Richfield Bloomington Water Management Organization, the WAMO meeting as we call it. and that's going to be at 6 p.m. Here on March 24th, and there will be a meal at 5:30. And again, that's for your sake, Michael. That's Bloomington and Richfield together have a special watershed district, and our staff and their staff and council members share in that organization. And once a year, there's an annual meeting, and this is it. So, a lot of meetings. That's it.
Okay, very good. Now we have claims and payroll.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.